Niners fans, it's about that time. 7:30 on a Thursday night. Faithful Niner Empire. What's good? You know who it is. It's your boy, Jay in the Bay. And once again, always a pleasure to be on with the best fans in the NFL, the faithful, the Niner Empire. We have a special show today with a Houston Texans fan and YouTuber. Y'all know we got the Niners and Texans this Sunday. Should be an exciting game. But let's bring this young man on. He goes by the name of Coach Donte. He's got over 4,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel. This man is an inspiration to all other YouTubers who are just starting like me. I've only been doing it for about a year, but huge shout out to Coach Donte, and let's bring Coach Donte on. What's good? How
What's
you
good?
doing?
What's good, man? Appreciate you for having me on the show. Glad we can finally have a collab, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, and we ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Hey, absolutely, man. And we are both on the Spotlight Sports Network. So shout out to the Spotlight Sports Network and everyone over there. Shout out to everyone watching Jay in the Bay YouTube, Jay in the Bay Twitter, and Jay in the Bay Facebook. We appreciate all the support. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Um, and let's get into it. How long have you been a Texans fan, man?
Well, I used to be an Oilers fan, man. When they had the Earl Campbells, Warren Moon, who went to Canadian League. When he said when a coach told him you gotta play linebacker, he said he came out and said without his own mouth, he not playing linebacker. I'm a quarterback, so he goes to the Canadian League. He lights it up over there. He comes back now. He's a Hall of Famer in
Yeah.
Houston. So I've been a Houston fan since 2002, since that span when they first got back in the league. I used to be a Rams fan at first because, the greatest show on turf, Marshall Falk, you had Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt, you had Kurt Warner, who was coming from the store bagging up groceries, and he comes in and leads them to a Super Bowl. But then when 2002 came, hey, I'm from Houston, straight out of Houston, born and raised, live in Houston. Hey, man, that's how I became a Houston fan since 2002. So again, I've been loving the city, been loving the team since 2002. So again, happy to be a part of be a Houston fan.
Hey, absolutely, and you don't have to tell me about the greatest show on turf, man. They're in the NFC West.
Yeah, yeah,
Those were some lean years for the 49ers against the Rams. That was their heyday. And you mentioned the
yeah,
names, and they used to beat us all up and down the field. So, so I remember those days.
yeah.
Unfortunately, but this show is nothing without the fans in the chat. So let's say what's up to the people
Was
in the
good.
comments. Let's see who we got in here tonight. Okay, let's see. We got Niners sickness. What's
Was
good?
good.
Thanks
Now
for
the
tuning
sickness.
into the stream. Niners sickness. He talks about the 49ers just as I do. He is obviously a 49er fanatic, 49er YouTube. Shout out to you, Niners sickness, for coming through, blessing us with your presence, man. We also got Kimbo. What's good?
Kimbo was good. Kimbo.
Thanks for tuning in to the stream. And for those who have not heard of or seen Coach Donte, make sure you check out his YouTube channel. All his social media info is in the link of the description. So you can check out his YouTube, his IG. Also, check out that Spotlight Sports Network. The description for that YouTube video is also in I should say the YouTube link for that video is in the description. Make sure you check out the Spotlight Sports Network as well. We also have Deneen in the house. What's good? Thanks for tuning in. I'm glad you can finally see me and see Donte live tonight. But thanks for your continued support, Deneen. I appreciate that. Um, let's get into why did you decide to start a YouTube channel, man? You got over 4,000 subscribers. Obviously, it's been a great success. What led you to start a YouTube channel?
Well, first of all, what led me start a YouTube channel is like I used to. First of all, I was always coaching. I was always coaching football, little league football, basketball. I still do that to this day. And like my grandma always told me before she passed away to learn new things. And when she passed away, a couple of 3 years ago. That's when I started to say, I think I can do, saying to myself, I think I can do YouTube. First of all, I started gaming, playing 2K on YouTube at first. And then I said, well, I know sports. I know sports really, really good. I'm a Rockets fan. I'm an Astros fan. I'm a Texan fan. So why not try it on YouTube and buffer my channel up a little more and just do play-by-plays and, make videos about the Rockets, Texans, and stuff like that. So that's when I started YouTube. And first, I really lost my first page due to a copyright claim because
Mm.
I was showing the Super Bowl and I was showing a lot of NBA games. I was getting a lot of views and subs for it. But I didn't know about YouTube because I was just still learning. So
Yeah.
once that got taken away, and I could have got it back, but I didn't want to wait to get it back. My work ethic was too good for wanting to wait. So I really started this page, and ever since then, this page moved it faster than that page. So I did it play by plays for most of my Rockets game. The Rockets games, people start coming in and shout me out for my hard work and stuff like that. And I still game from time to time, but ever since I started collabing with people, these play-by-plays and talking about sports, meeting different people like you, Coach Spotlight, the Run Boys, all of these guys, these networks, and collabing with these people, I've been having a lot of fun. And I love to do it. I love to motivate people. I love to inspire people. Don't never think you can't do nothing. It's not about what you can't do; it's what you can do. And I know everybody out there, if you just start in YouTube, you can do it no matter how many subs, how many viewers you got. Just keep up that great work, keep up that work ethic, and it's going to show, and the hard work is going to show. And that's what I've been doing.
Man, wise words, man. This YouTube is definitely a grind, but as long as it's your passion, you can do whatever you want to do. And you can tell just from when you speak and you have a passion about sports and also coaching and mentoring kids. So, man, that's something to be amended for, man. And I'm glad you can finally get on my platform and spread your knowledge and talk about them good old Texans. But
Yeah,
let's continue to say what's up to the people in the
let's
comments.
go. Let's do it.
We have David. What's
What's
good?
up, David? What's good?
Thanks for tuning in, D. Hopefully all is well on a Thursday night for you. We got SMU fan videos in the house. All right. He says, hey, Coach Donte. All right.
What's good? SMU was good.
Thanks for tuning in. Let's see. Edward. What's good? Says, hey,
What's
Jay,
good, Edward?
Donte, Beto, and Faithful. Here's to a great game. Absolutely. Absolutely. Looking forward to it. We got KD in the building. What's good? Thanks
What's
for
good,
tuning in.
KD?
Thanks for tuning in, KD. And so we got to talk about the Houston Texans. Obviously, it's been a tumultuous offseason. You got the Deshaun Watson. You brought in the new head coach. J.J. Watt's no longer with the franchise. Obviously, D-Hop, he left a few years ago. But there's been a lot of turnover with this franchise. You got a new GM. What are your thoughts on Deshaun Watson?
My thoughts on Deshaun Watson, like I said again, I don't blame him from doing what he did and wanting out because Bill O'Brien was just a terrible GM. I mean, again, I didn't mind him being a head coach because, like I say, he doesn't mind getting in people's faces and motivating people. I just didn't like him as a GM at all. I thought he made some horrible decisions. You got a superstar wide receiver, you got to find a way to make that work. You have to find a way to make that work out. They weren't always on the best of pages, him and Hopkins, so that led him to get Hopkins out. JJ Watt, finally got frustrated. He felt like Deshaun Watson was wasting his talent, and which is he was. Deshaun Watson made practice squad guys look good. And he, like I say, 33-7, man. That's MVP stats. If he was on any other winning team, that's probably an MVP stat line right there. But again, just because he was on a losing squad and a losing team, hey, he wasn't the MVP. So again, we lost 8 close games that year. We lost 8 close games. We only had 2 blowouts, and that says something about how good your quarterback is. When you didn't have Will, you had Will Fuller for the first 10 games. He got his hamstring is always weak. What has Will Fuller done since Deshaun Watson? Watson made Will Fuller better, his own self. Everybody else, DeAndre Hopkins was great with any quarterback, no matter what we played. Had Brian Hoyer, Ryan Malley, he was great with any quarterback. But Watson had the grind, he had the toughness. He had the arm. He can run. He can make playmaking plays, and it's just unfortunate. So I don't blame him that Watson wanted out. And like I say, I wasn't frustrated at all because of Bill O'Brien made some unfortunate moves. The Larry Tunsil move, I didn't understand that move at all. We still can't block on the line. We don't have a good run game at all. And I don't blame Deshaun Watson, and that's why I still respect him as a quarterback to this day. He's a leader. I don't care about his off the field issues. I care about what he's doing on the field. He's a leader in that locker room, and he makes players better. And any team gets him, they immediately going to turn into a playoff contending team because of that guy, his playmaking ability, his ability to stem plays, run footballs, make smart decisions, and being a leader in that locker room. So I don't blame Deshaun Watson, and I don't think he will play another game for the Houston Texans another year. I don't think he will play again for the Houston Texans.
And that what was going to be my next question, but and it's unfortunate for the Houston Texans and Deshaun Watson. They weren't able to make up, the issues they had behind the scenes. And it's obvious that Deshaun Watson, he is going to get traded in the offseason eventually. To which team, we'll see what happens. But I appreciate your thoughts on the Deshaun Watson situation. I gotta say, hot diggity dog to Blue True. I appreciate that $10 donation, Blue True. Blue True says, "What's good at Jay and the Bay and Coach Donte? Happy New Year."
What's good, man?
Same to you, Blue True. Have a happy New Year. Stay safe out there. Janine says, "All my family lives in Texas. Been to a few games, but always a Niner girl." I appreciate that. Got to say, what's good to David?
What's good, David?
He says, "What's good, Jay and Coach Donte?" Also, Job is in the house. He is a Colts fan. But I appreciate him being a fan of the Jay and the Bay YouTube channel. I'm sure he wants us to win to beat the Texans, because we're y'all in the same division, the Colts and Texans. But thanks for tuning in, and I hope everyone had an excellent holiday season. Merry Christmas, and make sure everyone's safe during the new year. I gotta say, you guys drafted a quarterback this year in Davis Mills out of Stanford. He's been the starter for majority of the season. I know you guys had, I think Tyrod Taylor was there. He started for a few games, but now Davis Mills, is the starter. Hey, he's won the last 2 games for your Texans against the Jags and the Chargers. So are you a believer in Davis Mills? Do you think he can be the future starting quarterback for your Houston Texans?
I don't think he's. I don't think he can be the. Well, I don't think he can be the future, but I think he can be a capable game manager and a capable game manager type quarterback. I've seen some progress. I'm not looking at him as a future quarterback at this moment, but he has made some progress. His poise in the pocket got better. His decision making has got better. He's a pretty tall quarterback, so he could see over the line real good. He's doing a great job these last 2 weeks, stepping up in the pocket when pressure is coming, making some plays in the pocket, being poised, standing in the pocket, willing to take a hit and get the ball off. He's got a good connection with number 12, Nico Collins, the rookie out of Michigan. He's got good connection also with Brevin Jordan, the tight end out of Miami. So he's got a lot. He's getting better. He's getting better and better by the year. He's had enough time, so you're starting to see him make some great throws, go through his progression, not get rattled when pressure in his face. He's starting to do a very good job. But as the future of the Houston Texans, I'm not sure about that, but I think he can become a capable game manager if his decision making will get better.
Hey, great response. It'd be interesting to see what the Texans do this offseason because I imagine you would get some draft capital once you trade Deshaun Watson. I hear that this year's draft isn't as good as it was last year as far as the quarterback position. So, if you're the GM, I'm putting you on the spot here. If you had a top 10 first round pick, would you draft a quarterback this year, or would you try to build around Davis Mills?
It depends on how the organization values. It depends on really if you go through free agency. Free agency basically will tell you what you're going to do in a draft and what players you're going to go after in a draft. So free agency is before the draft. So again, free agency will basically tell you what you're going to do. If the Texans come away and they get a quarterback during the free agency period, then I don't think they would go drop the quarterback in the first round. So what I do, the quarterback class next year is way stronger than this class right here. So what I would do if I'm the Houston Texans, you can easily use Deshaun Watson for trade bait to move up in the draft because someone is going to want a quarterback. So you can easily do that. Or you can take the best player available. I don't think it depends on what they do in free agency. So that's a pretty good question, but it just gonna depends on what the Texans do in the free agency. If they go and get a quarterback free agent, if they don't, it's a very big possibility they will get one in the draft. But if they do get one in free agency, I will go for the best player available, which is Hutchinson is going to be off the board at number 2 or 1. Thibodeau is going to be off the board, I'm assuming. So I'm gonna go for the next person available, which is Kyle Hamilton, the safety out of Notre Dame, because you do got Justin Reed kind of leaving this year due to the disgruntled in the locker room when him and Coach Culley.
Okay. Would you be interested in trading for a Super Bowl quarterback?
I mean, if the deal is if it's the right deal, I believe it will. I believe it will happen. I think the Texans will be interested in doing in the offseason. I think the Texans definitely will get a quarterback though. With Davis Mills, the only one going to be in that locker room. Tyrod Taylor's already been benched. He's on a 1-year contract anyway, so he's going to be out of the door. You only have Davis Mills in the locker room. So the Texans, whether it's the free agency or the draft, they're going to have to get a quarterback in that locker room.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see if the Texans decide to get a quarterback in free agency, or will they draft a quarterback? I mean, the possibilities are endless for the Houston Texans, and it'd be interesting to see what they do in the off season. Gotta say, let's see, Edward. He says, do the Texans have number 1 draft picks in 2022?
I think they do. I think they have number 1 draft picks, man. I think they have number 1 draft picks. I think they do.
Okay. And you guys let go of O'Brien.
Yeah.
You bring in head coach David Culley. Are you impressed with Culley so far? Do you think he'll be the head coach next year, or you guys will try to get a different head coach? What are your thoughts on head coach David Culley?
I think we can keep him next year. I think I can see us keeping him next year. I really don't think David Culley has been did a bad job with this Texans team. This defense is still competing. They're out there fighting hard. They're out there just fighting hard. They were flying around this Sunday, and like I say, we should have been at least. People would think the way we came out and played this year, we would be 1-15, 1-16 the way we were playing. That's the way the season looked at when I was watching this team. We lost 41-0 in Buffalo because the offense could not move past the 50-yard line, and the defense was out there playing hard. Anytime you lose like that, that type of score, that means your defense is on the field too long. Your defense is on the field way too long. We was able to create turnovers. We tops in the league creating turnovers with Lovie Smith being the defensive coordinator. He has done one heck of a job with this defense. Guys are forcing turnovers, catching interceptions, getting fumbles. This defense is out here competing and flying around. I'm impressed with David Culley. I mean, who expected us to make a playoff run? Who expected us to do anything right now? So I don't think David Culley is fired as an option. Firing is an option. I don't think he's a bad head coach. We just don't have much as a roster. And most people was ranking us as 30th ranked roster. A lot of people had Jacksonville better than us, and they're the worst team in the NFL. Jacksonville is the worst team in the NFL right now. The Lions, I don't value them as the worst team because most of their games were competitive football. The Jacksonville Jaguars are the worst team. So again, I gotta admire David Culley for what he had to go through. Benching Davis Mills, going right back to Tyrod Taylor and stuff like that, and benching him again. I agree with that benching of Tyrod Taylor because we're not going anywhere anyway, and you want to see more of Davis Mills. So I think David Culley has handled the situation very, very well. He's very intense. You can see him get mad on the sideline every time we have momentum and we get penalized. You can see the frustration in his face, but he's a leader. He's a motivator. And nobody expected more than 4 wins for the Houston Texans. Nobody expected that, but I'm very impressed with David Culley. I can definitely see him back next year.
Hey, as you mentioned, no one really expected the Houston Texans to win many games this year, let alone make the playoffs. And when a head coach first comes in, he's got to establish, obviously, rules. He's got to establish a culture, and I think he's starting to establish that culture. And I say that because the Texans have won their last two games. They beat, I know the Jags aren't going to the playoffs, but they still beat a team in front of them in the Jags. That's a division opponent. They also beat the LA Chargers. The Chargers are vying for a playoff spot. So it's clear that this Texans team has not quit on their head coach. They're still playing with heart, with motivation. And here, I looked at you guys' last two games. Here's what stood out to me. You guys had a kick return for a touchdown.
Yep.
And the Niners special teams unit has been a question mark. It hasn't been good this year. So I'm concerned about that. You had 3 sacks against the Jags. Brandon Cooks, he's your best wide receiver, 7 catches, 102 yards, 2 touchdowns against the Jags. And what stood out to me most is your offense. Third down conversions the last 2 games. The Texans are 19 of 31. That's pretty damn good on third
Yep.
down. And this is an area where the 49ers defense struggled with last week against the Titans. So
Yep.
third down, I like to call that the money down. We'll see what happens on Sunday. But the Texans, hey, they're playing pretty good the last two games, and
Yep.
they're definitely not laying down. So
Yeah, we
um,
can again we know the Jacksonville Jaguars, they are the worst team in the league, but we also beat the Tennessee Titans, who was still winning without Derrick Henry, who beat the Rams without Derrick Henry. So we also beat them. We also beat them as well, and we forced Ryan Tannehill to throw 4 interceptions. So we beat 2 playoff teams, and even though we beat the Jaguars, but we also beat 2 playoff contending teams.
yeah, I mean, the Texans have not quit. And as I said before the show, I don't think they're going to lay down in this game against the Niners. I don't think that's going to happen. But this is a playoff game for the Niners. If
Yeah,
the Niners win and the Panthers beat the Saints, the Niners are in the playoffs. So I don't think motivation on either side will be questioned. I think both teams will go out like it's like this is the first game of the year. They're going to go out and each team, of course, is going to try to win the game.
yeah.
We have the sports star in the building.
A
What's
sports star,
good? Thanks for tuning in. We also have Rams House, who's
Rams
obviously a
house
Rams fan. Thanks
was
for tuning
good.
in to the stream. What's good? We also have Bengals Report in the house.
Bengals report.
What's
What's up?
good? Thanks for tuning in. And same to you, Deneen. Happy New Year to you and all the 49er fans, everyone who's watching the streams. Happy New Year is upon us in less than 48 hours. And make sure you guys be safe. Um, Going on to uh let's continue to talk about the Texans. Of course, you guys are 4-11, but you won your last 2 straight games. What would you say as a Texans fan and observer? What are the Texans' biggest 3 weaknesses you feel?
Well, first of all, the biggest 3 weaknesses. The first weakness is the offensive line. The offensive line is just. I'm pretty much answering Corey Davis' question right there. The offensive line is not good. We do good. We pretty okay in pass blocking. We're okay in pass blocking. We're bad in run blocking. We're bad in run blocking, but we ran the ball pretty well. Pretty well against we ran the ball great against the Chargers. The Chargers have the worst run defense in the National Football League. So that gives you some clarification why where we run the ball. This is a very different. This is a very different team. Uh, Very different team. So I will say the offensive line is definitely a weakness. The secondary is a weakness. It's definitely been a weakness. I don't care. We was tops in the league when J.J. Watt and Whitney Mercer was all. If those guys are able to get to the quarterback consistently and make the quarterback rushers throw or sack them, then that helps that defense secondary not have to guard too long. So I don't care what anybody said. We sucked in the secondary for 10 straight years. So our secondary is bad. And we get a lot of inconsistency from the quarterback play. So that's the third weakness pretty much.
Hey, I appreciate your sentiments and Hot diggity dog. I appreciate that, KD, with that $5 donation to the channel. I appreciate that. And this is something that the Niners do really well. Obviously, we got you might have heard of him, Nick Bosa. One of the
Trust me,
best
I
edge
know.
rushers, one of the best edge rushers in the NFL. I think he has 14 or 15 sacks. He'll be looking to get some more against the Texans. But this games to me are won and lost in the trenches. It's all about who can establish the line of scrimmage up front. And we'll see what happens. Our secondary is one of our weaknesses as well. We've had multiple injuries at the cornerback position. Our starting cornerback is Josh Norman. So that tells you that tells you all you need to know. you know, Josh Norman he wasn't on a team at the beginning of the year for a reason. We signed him because Jason Verrett, our top corner, got hurt, torn ACL, out for the year. In the first game. So we've had injuries all throughout the secondary. We have rookies starting at the other cornerback spot opposite of Josh Norman, and you guys got Brandon Cooks. He's a burner. He's got 80 catches on the year. I think he's like 50 yards, under 1,000 yards, so he can still cause havoc against the defense, and that's definitely who I'll be looking out for, is Brandon Cooks, because honestly, I don't think we have a corner who can match up with him. So it'd be interesting to see what our defensive coordinator does on Sunday, because we're going to have to slow him down. You mentioned the running game. I mean, Rex Burkhead, he had 100 yards last week, but the Chargers' run defense is putrid. And I don't think he'll get 100 yards this week against the Niners. I don't think. I think the Niners' run D is pretty good this year, and I think we'll see that on Sunday against the Texans. That's for sure. Let's see. Blue Chew has a question for you, Coach D. Blue Chew says, do you think Deshaun's confidence as a leader in the locker room is broken because of his off-the-field issues?
No, I don't think so. I don't think his leadership is broken. A lot of people like to judge people off the field instead of on the field. Deshaun Watson is a leader in that locker room. He's a leader in the on the field. I'm going to give you an example about Deshaun Watson. The Texans were 3-3 going to Indianapolis. His rookie season, he was already in the MVP voting. When Deshaun Watson went down with the ACL injury, the Texans have not won another ball game. They did not win another game after that. He comes back next year, the very next year, they make the playoffs because of his leadership, his ability to make plays, and he has not lost a beat. The very next year, we lose to the Chiefs. We blow a 20-4 lead, but that's not his fault. The defense stunk all game long, and they started off with 3 short fields. So again, he loses number one player option in DeAndre Hopkins. He throws 33-7. This year, he's not playing. Look what's going on with the Texans again. We're back losing again. So that speaks a lot about how great Deshaun Watson is, how good of a leader he is. And that speaks a lot about how when a person leaves your team and a superstar type player leaves your team, how bad the team is falling down. We survive on our quarterback play. If we don't have a quarterback, we're not going to win games. I'm pretty much sure that's any team in the league. If you don't have that superstar quarterback, or at least an average quarterback that don't turn the ball over, you're not going to win any games. Quarterback is the most important position on the football field. You got to have that leader. You got to have that guy that can make plays for you. And Deshaun Watson was the guy that can make plays for you. So his off the field issues, that's the off the field issues. But on the field, Deshaun Watson in that locker room is just a different story. You never heard from anything about him on the field or in the locker room. You heard Dabo Swinney come out and say things. You heard people on the top 100 talk about his personality and stuff in the locker room. Bill O'Brien, the Texans, everybody respecting him in that locker room. J.J. Watt came out and said and tapped him on the behind, sorry for wasting your time. That's how much respect that Watson got in that locker room. So his off-the-field issues is the off-the-field issues. That doesn't define what type of character he got. That doesn't define – he's a great guy, great person. This guy literally gave both of his checks away to the homeless people. That shows you what type of character this guy got. But on the field issues, no, he's a great leader. He's a great player. Off the field issues, leave that behind. But that has nothing to do with the on the field in the locker room.
Hey, and I would say that his on the field talents, definitely are sought after, and I think we will see that in the off season. Hopefully, all the off the field issues are not true, but we'll see what happens with that going forward. But great question, Blue True. I appreciate that question in the stream tonight. We also have a question from Edward. He says, Donte, do you think the Texans would trade for Jimmy G?
We're gonna have to find that out this coming off season. I'm the type of person, like I say again, I'm a humble fan. I don't like to think what's going to go on because I'm not in that front office, but it's a very good chance. It's a very good chance. That they can trade for anybody or get any quarterback. So it's a very good chance. The option is not out of it. It just depends on what the Houston Texans do after the season and in the off season. If like I say if they don't get a quarterback in the free agency, they would definitely have to gamble and get one in the draft. But if they get one, I don't think you will go too much in the draft to get a quarterback. Not in the first round. In the later rounds, you may gamble and get a quarterback. So that's a scenario I would do from the Texans. If you go to free agency, you trade for Jimmy Garoppolo or something like that, a starter or something like that, then I would think the Texans will get a quarterback in the later rounds and just go with the best player available, which is, like I say, I think he's going to beat out Kyle Hamilton, the safety out of Notre Dame. But if the Texans does not get a quarterback in free agency, I think they will they will get one in the draft. They will have to get one in the draft. But any options is open for the Houston Texans right now.
Have you seen Jimmy G? And what are your thoughts on Jimmy G?
My thoughts on Jimmy G. I think he's an average quarterback. I think he's an average quarterback. He has some tendencies to throw away games just like he did against the Tennessee Titans. He had the two worst interceptions in the worst time of the game. The end zone interception should have never been thrown. It was clearly Kittle was not wide open. You had two guys in front of him, and then after the halftime, that's the Titans had no momentum. Your defense is playing great all game, and then you come right out of half and just throw an interception right there with the guy just standing right there. Both of the interceptions was definitely his fault. I can see if it's a tip pass or not, but both of them was his fault. Right to the cornerback and right into the safety bird. So his decision making is kind of questionable. Like I said again, he has a tendency to be a game manager as well. I think he's a game manager as well. But again, I think he's an average quarterback.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. And a lot of 49er fans feel the same way that you do. And if, like you said, if you don't have a quarterback who's a difference maker, who's a franchise type quarterback, like a top 10 quarterback, then you're constantly looking for the next quarterback. And unfortunately, we've had to do that with Jimmy G. He had a great season. He had a great season in 2019, was part of taking this team to the Super Bowl. But since then, he basically every year he's been hurt. And that's why we have Trey every year. And it's interesting because Jimmy G injured his thumb in last week's game. He hasn't practiced the first 2 days of practice. Was that yesterday and today? So we'll see what happens on game day, but there's a possibility we might see Trey Lance, and that's what a lot of the 49er fans want to see. So you may be in for a treat. You may be able to see Trey Lance's second game this season as a starter. So we'll see what happens with that. Edward says Jimmy is a good bridge support for the backup quarterbacks. I mean, I would say if his salary was significantly less, yeah, because right now he's at like $25 million a year. That's a lot of money for Jimmy G. If he was at like $10 million, I think that he would be a good, solid, serviceable quarterback. But other than that, I just don't see it. But I don't think Jimmy G will be on the 49ers next year. I think this is Trey Lance show, and it'll start sooner than later. Deneen says, tell me who your first draft pick for quarterback will be, Jay. Well, we have Trey Lance. He is the future franchise quarterback for the 49ers. I think our biggest need is secondary, and I think we will address that in next year's draft. We have Bird Game 31 in the building. What's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream, man. Hopefully all is well with them good old Philadelphia Eagles. I know they're vying for a playoff spot. Good luck to your team. We got to get into – and I appreciate everyone hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you like the stream. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button to the Spotlight Sports Network. Jay and the Bay and Coach Donte here. We got to talk about the injury report for both teams. I'm gonna pull that up on the screen. So here's the current injury report for the Houston Texans. We'll start off with you guys first. So here are the players that did not practice on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
For these players, can you see this screen? Do I need to blow it up a little bit more, or can you see it fine?
Blow it up a little bit more.
A little bit more. Okay.
Yeah, blow it up a little bit more.
Is that good? A little bit more.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I can see.
Okay.
I can see it now.
Okay. So for those players that are listed under did not practice, are any of those players concerned for not playing on Sunday?
Well, yeah, everything is concerning. Anything is concerning when you're a 4-11 team, man. Anything is concerning right now. So again, we went out with Chris Culley, who scored a touchdown last weekend on a great throw by Davis Mills. That's a big loss for us. He's been kind of in and out, but he's been making some plays this year. Veruja Hill, who's having a great season before he got hurt, a great hard-hitting linebacker, a pass coverage linebacker. I think he had about 4 sacks coming in this year. So Veruja Hill was a type of linebacker that was all over the place. Jonathan Green Bernard was great. I thought he got snubbed from the Pro Bowl. He was good. Jordan Jenkins was good. Started off the season. AJ Moore kind of never got into it. Jimmy Moreland kind of never played really like that. And Anthony really kind of never played as well like that. So again, anytime you're a 4-11 team, that is concerning. But I don't think it matters if we would have had them. It matters if we have them. But again, man, like I say, this team found a way to fight hard. They found a way to win last weekend. So again, we coming down to the end of the football season. And we're gonna see what's gonna happen. What Nick Caserio and David Culley is gonna address in the offseason.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if the players who did not participate today look like the tight end and the corner have an illness. I don't know if that's related to COVID. I think it would have said that. So maybe it's something else, and we'll see how this shapes out during the rest of the week. And you have a lot of guys who are limited participant in practice, so we'll see how that shapes out for the rest of the week. But the 49ers, we are no strangers to injuries as well. We have a ton of injuries. So for us, Aziz, the linebacker, he will not play this week. He's out for the next 2 weeks with a knee injury. Jimmy G, that's my quarterback. I've been known to say that. I've been trying to get off that train because he threw them 2 interceptions last week and he overthrew Juice Check. So I can't defend that, but we'll see what happens with Jimmy G. I think he's a game time decision. As I mentioned before, he didn't practice today. He didn't practice yesterday. I don't think he'll practice all week, but you never know. If Jimmy says he can go out there, Shanahan believes in Jimmy, then we'll probably see Jimmy. But I'm hoping we see Trey Lance. Talanoa Hufanga has a knee injury, and Maurice Hurst has the calf. I'm not sure if they're going to play. I would be surprised if they played, honestly. Hurst hasn't played in about a month or so. Hufanga's been out the last 2 games. I would be surprised if they play this week. Linebacker Dre Greenlaw, he's been injured most of the year. I don't anticipate he'll play. DJ Jones has been having an excellent year so far as a defensive tackle for the 49ers defense. Hopefully he plays. And running back Elijah Mitchell, he's been our best running back. He's missed, though, the last, I think, at least 3 games. So we've had Jeff Wilson Jr. and Deebo Samuel kind of take his carries, and they've been doing a pretty good job. But when Elijah Mitchell's in the game, this offense just goes to another level. And hopefully he plays. As far as the other players, they're expected to play, no questions asked. So as you can see, we have injuries on both sides of the ball, or I should say on both teams. And, I don't think any of these injuries will make a major impact for the 49ers. I don't know how you feel about your Texans, but I don't think any of these injuries, I think if these guys don't play, I think we'll be fine on our end. What about you for your Texans? Is there any player that doesn't play will reduce your chances of winning. Who's on the injury report right now?
No, I don't think it. I don't think it matters when you're a 4-11 team. I just don't really think it matters. You wish you would have all of them. You just wish you could have all of them healthy.
Right.
But injuries happen every day in any sport, so you can't. That's one thing you can't control. You can't control injury. So again, I don't think it would have mattered anyway. Just want to see this team finish off the season strong. If we can get another win, that's fine. We can get at least. Even if we lose 2 games, I'll be fine. I mean, I expected 4 wins anyway for this team, and
Yeah.
I think we did it. David Culley, Nick Casario, thought we did. I'm thinking we doing a great. They did a great job. The way this season looked it, and the way this season looked it like it was gonna go 1-16. I think they did a great job of fighting for David Culley and just fighting out there and not laying down to anybody. I just think that win by against the Chargers, someone who's high powered on offense, who got great receivers, that win mean a lot because again, this team that shows you this team is out there still battling, they're still fighting, and they're not worrying about tanking. They want to improve every single day, every single practice, and they're going out there fighting and try to win. You're gonna have they letting you know you're gonna have to take us out if you want to make the playoffs. You're gonna have to earn it. We're not gonna just lay down, and we're gonna go out there and keep fighting and keep scratching and keep clawing until you finally get us down. You're gonna have to beat us down instead of us falling down. You're gonna have to beat us down for all 12 rounds.
Hey, I completely agree, and the last 2 games have shown that, and I don't question the Niners' motivation for this game, because it's playoffs or not, or sitting at home next to me, watching the games in the playoffs. So I know the
Yeah.
Niners will have the right motivation, and we'll see what happens on Sunday. I gotta say, what's good to
Was good.
KS Football and Baseball Highlights. Thanks for tuning in to the stream. Tommy Huxley, what's good? Looks like Tommy says, Coach Donte, your overconfidence is overwhelming.
Hey man, my overconfidence is overwhelming, but hey, I'm gonna continue to be humble, man. Like I said again, I'm just a humble fan, man. I don't think about wins and losses. All I say, hey, we'll see on Sunday. I don't go back and forth.
Hey, I agree with that because there have been plenty of games this year where you were surprised that I think that didn't the Bills lose to the
To the
Jags.
Jaguars,
Yeah,
and
so it's
like
like
I said,
you never really
it's
know.
really been no team that's the best team in the NFL. You just look at the way how the Tampa Bay Buccaneers started off in the season. They were the hottest. We was talking about they were the hottest team. The Rams smacked them around. The very next
Yeah.
week, the Rams were the hottest team. The Cardinals smacked them around. Now the Cardinals are struggling, even though they got still got good receivers. They're struggling now. They lost to the Lions. They got destroyed by the Lions, and Kyler Murray got benched against the Detroit Lions. The Jacksonville Jaguars beat the Buffalo Bills. So the way I look at it is every given Sunday, the Patriots were hot. The Colts ended that. So is it any team that's really the best in the NFL? Now the Chiefs are hot. The Chiefs are hot. So it's any given Sunday to me, man. So anything can happen on Sunday.
I agree, man, and they're professionals on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
Both teams are getting paid to play a child's game, but um, you can't. Everyone's playing. I know some teams aren't vying for the playoffs, but they're still. You can't really half play football. You got to be all in it, or you
Yeah.
sitting on the sideline. And I think the Texans will give us their maximum effort on Sunday. There's no mistake in that. Thanks for tuning in to the stream, Deneen. I appreciate your contributions to the stream tonight. Um, have a great payday Friday. Uh, Tommy Huxley, thanks for tuning in to the stream, man. Hopefully all is well for you. Um, Corey Davis has a question for you, Coach D. He says, which quarterback do you want to face, Jimmy G or Trey Lance?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what quarterback we want to face. I say again, hey, any given Sunday, it just doesn't matter. We just got to go out there and play. It doesn't matter. I'm not, if we get Trey Lance, we just get Trey Lance. We get Jimmy G, we just get Jimmy G. They just need to go out there and just play hard. That's all I'm asking. I don't care how you lose. Just go out there and play hard. If you give me that 1,000% and 100% effort, I'll take that. I'd rather for a team to be better than me. Beat me because you're better than me. If it's a close game, you beat me because you're better than me. You would not beat me by rolling all over me, rolling all over me and blowing me out. And that means you're not getting maximum effort from anything. You beat me because you're a better team, man. I'll say again, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They just got to go out there and execute, play football, and come out and ready to play.
Well, I'll tell you what, most Niner fans are going to say Trey Lance. That's for sure.
I've been saying that all year.
and I'm not going to. And I'm not gonna lie, I've been a Jimmy G supporter. I got his jersey. And at the beginning of the year, I was riding with Jimmy, but sometimes you got to know when to let go. And
you let go,
I can't defend him when he throwing interceptions, and he's just been inaccurate. Of course, if he's under center, I'm a root for him. You know, I root for the SF. I root for the SF emblem, not necessarily the players, because the players come and go, but the Niners stay the same. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
that's how I feel with Brock Osweiler when he's struggling, he's stomping, he got all that money. I have to support him because he's still up on the center, but at God's green earth, I wanted him to get the hell out as my quarterback. But I had to defend him, though. I just had to support him as long as he had the quarterback situation. And long as Davis Mills playing for this team, he's on this team, he's the quarterback for this team, I'm gonna be on this side because I'm a fan.
Right. And you can still support the players, but still hold them accountable. And that's what I'm doing. I'm holding Jimmy accountable and everyone else. So but yeah, whoever's under center, I'm a root for no matter what. I gotta say, what's good?
What's good?
Sakona. Thanks for tuning in to the stream. Hopefully all is well for you on a Thursday night. Now, if the Texans win on Sunday, who do you think will be the offensive X factor in the game?
Well, it's always start off, of course, with the quarterback, but I'm going to go a different route. I'm going to give you some X factor, a couple of X factors of the game. Nico Collins, a strong body wide receiver from out of Michigan. Number 12, big, tall, possession receiver who can high point the football, who's very, very good, who can get open, who can get to in space. Once he gets in space, it's hard to bring him down. And again, the tight end Brevin Jordan, number 9, who made some big plays, who made some big plays Sunday against the Chargers, crossing routes, running every route, a big body tight end. He's starting to come into a flow and get better and better every single weekend. And trust the running game. We got to get the running game started off, that's going to be a difficult task to have this week, because the 49ers is no doubt a great run defense. They're better than the Chargers. The Chargers is bad on the run on both sides. They're just bad on the defensive side of the ball. That's no doubt. But like I say, I'm gonna go Brevin Jordan and Nico Collins, number 12, the wide receiver, who's 6'5", who's a possession receiver, who catch any jump ball, and Brevin Jordan, who's a fast tight end, got great hands, and is hard to bring down in space.
Hey man, those are great selections, and that worries me because I told you the Niners secondary is not good when you got Josh Norman as your starter. So you got the big man 6'5". That'd be an interesting matchup. We don't have any corners that are taller than probably 6'1", 6'2". So that's going to be an interesting matchup. And then of course, you got Brandon Cooks. He's a beast too. So we'll see. But those are some interesting offensive talent that you guys have. My X factor for the 49ers, I would say if Trey Lance start, I'm going to say George Kittle. I think George Kittle, he only had 4 catches last game. I think he definitely needs to be made a priority on this offense. And I think George Kittle is just a mismatch nightmare. I don't think any player on defense can really cover him one-on-one. And I think George Kittle, he can just take over a game. As long as whoever's under center gets him the ball, he can make plays. That's for sure. So I'm going to say George Kittle for the 49ers. Let's go to the opposite side of the ball. Who do you think could have the biggest impact on Sunday on the Texans defense?
The biggest impact of the on the defense, I'm gonna go 2 players. I'm gonna go with Warlow, the rookie out of TCU. I think we really got a good rookie core in this locker room. So Warlow, ever since he started playing, he's been for Veruja Hill and for Zach Cunningham, who we did trade. I think he's been filling in very good. He can get sideline for sideline. He's a physical running back. So Borlow, even though he did kind of miss a tackle last week, but everybody missed tackles. Who doesn't? He's a very good at reading the field. Very good and supportive in the run game. Okay in coverage. So I'm gonna go with Warlow. And again, I'm gonna go with Desmond King. Desmond King has been really, really good for the Houston Texans. He used to be an All-Pro for the San Diego Chargers, for the Los Angeles Chargers. So Desmond King is very good as well. And Trayvon Smith, look out for Trayvon Smith as well. Number 24, who ran the kickoff return against the Jaguars, and who ran the football on a toss play against the Chargers as well. He can play running back, and he's getting better as a defensive back as well.
Hey, man, those are definitely some good players to watch out for, especially the gentleman who ran the kickoff return for a touchdown. Our special teams has been a weak point for us this year. So hopefully we can slow him down on the kickoff return. John E. Football, what's good? Thanks for tuning in to the stream. Now, he says, who are some of the best young players on the Texans that you're excited to see grow? Out of the players you named, are there any other Texans? Like, give me one, if any, out of the players you already named.
Out of one, I kind of want to see grow a little bit. Like I said again, like I said, I'm excited. I'm excited to see Brevin Jordan, the tight end, and Nico Collins. Those two that I can think of. But Kevin Borlow is pretty good. But if I have to choose one, I'm gonna choose two. I'm gonna go with Brevin Jordan and Nico Collins. Man, those guys are really, really good, man. Once they keep getting a flow, and look at more film and stuff like that, I think Nico Collins and Brevin Jordan and Davis Mills already have a good connection. Already have a great connection with these guys. Davis Mills had in training camp had a good connection with Nico Collins from the start, so you can tell they were on point when he was definitely finding Nico Collins. He definitely made some big plays this year, even though he scored his first career NFL touchdown. So, like I said again, I'm gonna go with Nico Collins and Brevin Jordan. I really like they can bring with what they can bring to the table, and I think we got a bright future with these guys.
All right, man. I'm excited to see them and see what they can do against this 49ers defense. Now, we have one of the best linebackers in the NFL, and Fred Warner. But beside him, we are missing Azeez Al-Shaair, a linebacker I mentioned in the 49ers injury report. He'll be out for the next 2 weeks. I don't think Dre Greenlaw will play. So our linebacking corps, we're going to have to rely on some backups to play some serious snaps. That's going to be Marcel Harris. That's going to be Flanagan Fowles. So the tight end position, the gentleman you just mentioned, Brevin Jordan, we'll see what he can do because we've seen Jimmy Ward, a safety matchup with tight ends and one-on-one coverage. But we'll see. If he's not on him, we'll see if Fred Warner can handle Jordan. I think he can. But if Brevin Jordan gets on one of our reserve linebackers, that could be a matchup in favor of the Texans. But we'll see what happens with that. My defensive X factor, it starts off in the trenches, and I'm going with Nicky Bosa. He's having a hell of a year, 14 sacks on the season. I think he's in contention for Defensive Player of the Year, Comeback Player of the Year. Last year, he tore his ACL. I think he only played in like 2-3 games. So he's having an excellent season, and I think he can wreak havoc against his Texans offense if he can get pressure on Davis Mills, that's for sure.
Yep.
We got Where You Hiding in the
Where You Hiding? What's good, my boy? Where you hiding?
Thanks for tuning in to the stream, man. I know you're excited for your Philadelphia Eagles. They are in the playoff hunt. Good luck to your team. David McNew, I think he's speaking for a lot of 49er fans. He says, I have seen enough. I can't wait for Trey Lance time, man. JR Meadows is in the building. What's good? JR gives us his prediction of the game. He's got the 49ers winning 40-20. Wow. I guess we will see, but I appreciate your prediction. Andre is in the building. What's good? He says the stars at night are big and bright deep in the heart of Texas. And they say everything is bigger in Texas. That's what they say. Andre also says, but this is a day game, so Trey going to be the one. Cuante Nueves. Okay, all right. Thanks for the kind words, Andre. Thanks for tuning in to the stream tonight. So it's the moment you've all been waiting for. We got to get into it. It's prediction time. Now I remember Coach Donte. I remember at the beginning of the year, you were on a stream with Payo Time.
Hell time, yep.
Yeah, and you said that the Texans was gonna beat the Niners at the beginning of the year. So, do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay. So, do you still feel the same way? Do you still think the Texans gonna beat the Niners on Sunday at Levi Stadium? What do
Well,
you think?
I also said that I think I see some upsets that the Texans could get as well. So I also said that. So since the Niners are fighting for a playoff spot, I think after the tough loss against Tennessee, I think they're gonna come out strong, not trying to overlook Houston. I think I won't have to backtrack my statement. I'm gonna have to go with the 49ers 27-13 in this game. Cause like I say, that's all backtrack because I said the Texans are gonna gonna get some couple of upsets on that resume. Of course I knew it was gonna be someone in the division because every year the Texans always would beat someone in the division that you would not expect it. But I didn't think we were gonna dominate the Chargers the way we did. So I'm gonna go with the 49ers in this game. They got a better defense than the Chargers, better run defense. Pretty much I would say they almost have the better secondary, even though the secondary is pretty much a little up and down for the Niners, but it was bad last week for the Chargers. I think that would be a little better for the 49ers. And I think Davis Mills will be kind of more uncomfortable around Nick Bosa and everybody else. So again, I'm going with the Niners 27-13. I backtracked my statement because I said we are going to get two upset victories. I see upsets that I think we're going to get, and we got them this year. So I think the Niners will come in more ready and more motivated. So I'm going to go with the Niners to win this game.
Okay. And as you mentioned, the Niners are in the playoff hunt. There's uncertainty at quarterback, whether it's Trey or Jimmy. Not sure who's going to play. But the 49ers are at home. This is our last home game of the year. It would be great to send the fans off with the victory at home. And I think right now the 49ers, granted, the Texans have won their last two games. That worries me. The Texans, they do have weapons on offense. They have a quarterback who's thrown 4 touchdowns, 1 interception his last 2 games. So the Texans, they're confident. It's not like they're on a 5-game losing streak. They're a confident team coming into the Bay Area. But I think this is a must-win game for the 49ers. I think the 49ers will win this game. I think we're going to try to run the ball, win the time of possession, have long drives. The Texans aren't a great run defense this year, and I think the 49ers will try to take advantage of that. And I think we'll see a lot of Deebo Samuel, a lot of George Kittle, and I think the Niners should win this game. I'm predicting the score of 34-21 with the Niners taking this game at home. That's my prediction.
Yep, definitely agree.
OYG says, I honestly think our offense about to eat this game, blow out my guy. Okay. And Horacio Flores, what's good? Thanks for tuning into the stream. He says, do you think the Texans continue that hot running game and dominate the Niners? I would assume you would say no.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the 49ers defensive line is better than the Chargers. The Chargers have the worst run defense in the National Football League, and we also have the worst run defense. So the 49ers possibly will be able to run the ball against us, but I'm gonna say no. But I'm gonna say Rex Burkhead do run the football hard. Sometimes our offensive line do have a tendency of blocking very good in the run game, but I think they block better in the pass game than the running game. So we're gonna see what happened. We're gonna see what happened. But Rex Burkhead does run does run the ball pretty hard. He doesn't has great vision. He does have a tendency of making people miss in the backfield. But again, I'm gonna say he doesn't get over 100 yards. If it beats over 100 yards, I guarantee, hey, you can almost San Francisco will have a hard time if it gets over 100 yards. But I don't think it will happen.
Yeah, I mean, I run defense at the beginning of the year. I would say the first 4 to 6 weeks of the season, it was terrible. But we've turned over a new leaf. We've done pretty well against the teams we played in the past as far as slowing down the run. I don't remember the last time we allowed the running back to get over 100 yards. And Rex Burkhead, hey, he had a career game last week, but for the reasons you mentioned, and I don't think he has a repeat performance. And Horacio is mentioning that wide receiver, the 6'5" wide receiver. What's his last name again?
Which one?
The wide receiver.
Nico Collins. Nico Collins.
Nico Collins. Because looks like Mr. Flores is mentioning him. He says that wide receiver is good. He's so physical. He's a more athletic Jennings. We have a wide receiver who's not 6'5". He's about 6'3", but he's kind of like a possession wide receiver as well. Great question by Mr. Flores. He says, did Cooks get activated from the COVID list?
I think he did. He didn't play last week. He didn't play last week against the Chargers, so I think he did get activated this week. I think he will be playing, but he wasn't playing last week, and that's something I kind of never looked at. I was like, when I'm watching the game, where's Brandon Cooks on the field? And then I looked, we didn't have him, so I just found out last week he was on COVID protocol, but I think he's going to be active this weekend.
Yeah, and I didn't see him on the Texans injury report this week. So he should be cleared and good to go. So that's definitely not good for the 49ers secondary. That's for sure. Looks like Horacio says the Texans rookie have been good. Okay. And Horacio gives us his X factors on defense. DJ Jones, he's an interior defensive tackle, and then also Jaquiski Tart, who plays the safety position. I appreciate those contributions. Shout out to Andre, who says, you always have good hosts from the other team. Donte is very knowledgeable. Thanks for coming on to rep the Texans, Donte. I know at least we both dislike the Cowboys.
Exactly. I dislike the Cowboys. Most definitely, I do not like the Cowboys, but I got to give them credit where credit due. They have played hard, and they got one of the most talented teams in the NFC. They got like I said, again, a Super Bowl caliber team. They just find a way to get in their own way, unfortunately, but they're a very good team over there. They got a very good team over there, man. So I got to give them respect for what they do, even though I don't like them I don't like them at all, but I got to give them respect and give them credit for what they do. They're a very good football team, and they definitely had got a hidden gem in Michael Parsons. They definitely got one, so got to give them credit, man. They out here winning, and they won the division, so I got to give them credit.
Yeah, Michael Parsons, he's looking like defensive rookie of the year. They also got a young corner in Diggs. The Cowboys, they can do everything on both sides of the ball. They run the ball, pass the ball. They got weapons. They can get after the quarterback. They got a good corner. I think he has double-digit interceptions. So,
he has 10. I believe he has 10.
Yep. Sky's the limit for the Cowboys, that's for sure. And Horacio says the last time we allowed a 100-yard rusher was Taylor. Can you refresh my memory? Let me know which team that was that we allowed 100 rushing yards to. I would appreciate it. But, man, this was a blast having you on, Coach Donte.
Yes, sir.
For those that have not heard of Coach Donte before, make sure you check out his social media. All his social media links are in the description of this video, YouTube, IG, Facebook. Make sure you check him out. Show him your support. And I got to ask you, as far as the Houston Texans, you said you've been a fan since basically since the Oilers, but really since 2002 when they became the Houston Texans. Now, who is on your Mount Rushmore list of the Houston Texans players, like the greatest players in the franchise since 2002? Give me 4 players.
First of all, I'm going to go with the man, Andre Johnson. He's a top 15 finalist from the Hall of Fame. This guy was very fast coming out his rookie year, physical, strong, catch jump ball passes, run any route, you guaranteed him. He was just like DeAndre Hopkins, but just a little stronger than DeAndre Hopkins. No matter what matchup he went against, he always found a way to get the job done. And I respect him for that. So Of course, Andre Johnson. And I'm gonna go with Arian Foster. I'm gonna go with Arian Foster for Houston Texans. Everybody forgot how great Arian Foster was when he was healthy and he was on it. This man was a great player. He comes from out of nowhere. He didn't even make an NFL roster out of nowhere against Tennessee, and this man was good. So I'm gonna put him a part of the Mount Rushmore list. I'm gonna go with J.J. Watt. Of course, J.J. Watt deserves to be on that. He was the Houston Texans. He epitomized everything. Great hard worker, great bench presser, great work ethic, great workout ethic as well. Also did a lot of things for the Houston community, helped a lot of people. And this guy is something, like I say again, he takes every football game serious. He played through injuries, broken arms, legs, pectoral muscles. He played with all that, and he's a leader. And like I say, you're gonna get 1,000% from JJ Watt every single day. And if I decide to work out with anybody in the NFL, it will be JJ Watt. His motor, this guy's very, very fucking good, man. This guy's really fucking good, and I respect everything he did. And he held it down for Houston long as he could. So again, I could not get upset about JJ Watt. He deserves to go out and win a championship somewhere else or somewhere better because he held it down long as he could for Houston. And trust me, I'm gonna go with DeAndre Hopkins. I think DeAndre. I think if I already said DeAndre Hopkins, I haven't said him already, but I'm gonna go with DeAndre Hopkins. I think DeAndre Hopkins makes this list. Like I say, the second best receiver we ever had, besides Andre Johnson. Man, like I say, catch radius is off the roof. Did great with any quarterback, no matter if it was Brock Osweiler, Ryan Mallett, who missed the goddamn bus for playing for some reason because he got his spot taken. Brian Hoyer, Brian Hoyer. He played any great quarterback he played. He was great. He was great up under. Deshaun Watson, he was even better. He was with even better. And the last, well not least, I'm gonna go out on the limb and I'm gonna take I'm gonna go with Deshaun Watson as the quarterback. I'm gonna go to Deshaun Watson as the quarterback. Even though it was limited time, 4 years, but you can tell this man was gonna be the greatest quarterback that Houston ever had. You can tell this man was on the right pace, on the right move, and the leadership, the motivation, the playmaking ability. You can literally never, you can tell. So those are my Rushmores for the Houston Texans.
Hey man, those are some great players. And you mentioned, Andre Johnson, of course, Hall of Famer. Arian Foster, as you mentioned, he was undrafted out of Tennessee.
Yep.
He turned out a hell of a career. JJ Watt, arguably one of the best defensive linemen in the NFL, easily over the last 2 decades. I think if you have JJ Watt in the middle and Aaron Donald, I mean, hey, that's a
Yeah.
that's a hell of a defensive front right there.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, no doubt. And obviously DeAndre Hopkins, he's a potential Hall of Famer, and Deshaun Watson. Yeah, it's too bad Deshaun Watson couldn't spend his entire career with the Texans. Too bad it couldn't work out. But there's no doubt Deshaun Watson is very talented. He can do it all at the quarterback position. But man, that's a hell of a list, man. And I appreciate you for coming on to the stream
Appreciate it.
tonight, man. Good luck to your team. I'm hoping that they stay healthy. This Sunday against the Niners. And for those that have not heard of you, what can they expect from you and your YouTube channel going forward?
Like I say, you can expect me to keep doing more play-by-plays. I'm basically on the Spotlight Sports Network every single day, grinding on my channel and doing play-by-plays. College, we got the college football playoff coming up tomorrow. Tomorrow, me and Coach Spotlight will be doing that. Both of the games, and I also got a collab with Ultimate Niner J on Saturday at 2 o'clock. I did CG Ruthless Sports this weekend as well, so. Again, man, y'all can expect a lot of good content, play-by-play NBA, college basketball, all over, man. I'll be grinding, man. Content videos, I'll be grinding, bro. So you can find me on my channel and on the Spotlight Sports Network.
And do you just do sports or do you do other things?
Oh, I do gaming as well. I do
Okay.
gaming as well. 2K as well. That's what I do. Do 2K as well. I started doing gaming, but like I said again, y'all can see me everywhere, man. Y'all, if y'all want to collab, y'all just hit my Instagram up and my Twitter up, and I will respond back right then and there, and we can get something going.
Hey, man, like I said before, great to have you on.
Yes, sir.
Spotlight Sports Network family is in the building. Keep
Yes,
doing
sir.
big things. And make sure you guys check him out on his social media. All, like I said before, all his social media links are in the description of this video. Check him out. Obviously, he's got a plethora of talent, NBA 2K, live streams, all that good stuff, man. It's good to see you continue to succeed in this YouTube.
Yes,
You got over 4,000 subscribers. I'm trying to get like you, man.
Oh my goodness.
But it's been a pleasure, man. Good luck this weekend, man. And
Yes, sir.
I'll holler at you later, man. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, no problem, man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you. All right, so that was Coach Donte. He's representing them good old Houston Texans well. Very knowledgeable of his team. I'm looking forward, of course, to the game this Sunday, but I think the Niners got the edge this Sunday. This is a must-win for the 49ers. Shout out to everyone who was in the stream tonight. Shout out to Blue True with 2 super chats. I appreciate that, Blue True. Corey Davis also had a Blue True. Sean E. Football says, do you think Bosa can get multiple sacks on Davis Mills? I think so. I don't see why not. Bosa's playing at the top of his game right now. It's only a matter of time, and I think he will. I think he will get that rookie sack record that was held by Aldon Smith. I think he will get that in this game. I think Nick Bosa will have multiple sacks. Andre, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that translation. He says 49 is 49ers in Spanish, and he's got the 49ers winning 31-23. 49ers come out ahead. Hey, man, I like that. I like that prediction. Corey Davis also gave us a prediction of the game. He's got the 49ers winning 31-21. All right. But hey, I appreciate everyone tuning in to the stream tonight. Hopefully everyone has an excellent payday Friday. Ain't nothing better than a payday Friday. And let's see. I'll have my prediction video coming out probably on Saturday. And also I will have a pregame live stream, 11:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on Sunday. We'll talk Niners, Texans, latest news from both teams. And of course, I'll have a post-game show as well. But I appreciate all the support. I appreciate everyone coming through. David McNew, go Niners. Absolutely. 24/7, 365. Everyone have a safe rest of your holiday season. Happy New Year. And go Niners. I will see you guys soon. And thanks for watching your boy, Jay in the Bay. I'll see you guys in the next one. Go Niners.